I mean, started in the restaurant business, been in real estate now 17 years. Did it completely wrong for probably the first 8 or 9 years. That was the time when I realized I could add some structure to the business. I could add some ideas that would make it more like a business as opposed to acting like a realtor all the time. So I had a military guy as my first coach. He had me clocking in the morning, structuring my day, scheduling what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And I was already thinking down the lines of trying to figure out how to add structure to the business. And he just didn't have any qualms about it. He just said, clock in at 7:45, do these things first. And it took off from there. I was muscling 40 deals at that time, and myself and a part-time assistant. We did, as a small team, we did 94 deals once I adopted everything from coaching, which was that year. So probably 2010, we went to 94 deals. I decided probably 5 years ago that I couldn't be a hypocrite in my personal life or my professional life.
Right.
And so that was when I realized that if I'm a coach and I tell people all day long, call these sources, do this job, clock in at this time, use these words, follow up on time, and do what you say you're going to do. If I tell people I'm going to do that, then I actually have to live that and do it myself. So it makes me a better agent. I went to a prospecting, there was a bunch of people in the room, and I would just bang the phones because there's people around, and then people would look over and they'd be like, wow, you're setting some appointments. This is going well. And it was like, it's just an ego thing probably that I'm attached to the fact that I'm doing my job. And if somebody's watching me do the job, and my coach said, what if every day at your office was like a prospecting school? And I'm like, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? And she's, no, really, what would it take? And I'm like, I don't know. I'd have to just pay someone to listen to the calls. And she's, yeah, that's a dumb idea, but let's try it. So I got an intern at that time, same arrangement. And I've been through a dozen interns or shadows, if you will, over time, because it's actually, I think, harder for them to do that job standing there watching me do it than it is for me to do it. We just call it a shadow. But if we get someone that we like and they stay for a while, we'll call them an intern, or we'll give them some other roles like running signs to people's house or courier or something like that. But it's a shadow. You should just be able to see that block on your schedule and just make the calls. But they'll sit at that same desk for years and never do it. Even if they do, not as efficiently and not as with much purpose. So I've been through a bunch of different renditions of accountabilities and to try to figure out how to call the right people in the right order and how many I need to call. Because it's my belief that in order to have a well-rounded business, you have to have a multitude of sources, like 4 to 5. And so I know a lot of agents will get stuck. Either they just hit expireds and maybe for sale by owners, or typically I don't see people just calling their past clients, but I suppose that could be a group of people as well. So what I determined was, I was listening to the book Atomic Habits, which I think is an excellent read for anybody. He was telling a story about a guy that was dropping paper clips from one jar to the other just as a way to keep track of sales calls. And the guy dropped 100 paper clips in, and he was the top sales guy. And I thought, it's really that simple, but how could I make it work to actually blend the sources? So I jumped on Amazon and I found these marbles, big marbles. So yellow for me is lead follow-up, and black is a past client, and white or blue is a for sale by owner. So I have 10 of each. So that way I don't get going crazy and call 50 for sale by owners and think that because I need to blend it.
Yeah.
So I'll start the day and call 10 expireds and 10 for sale by owners and 10 past clients. And so if I fill the jar up, my little branded Van Noy Real Estate Group jar here, then that's about 30 contacts. And so when I fill that up, that's where I'm at for the day. When I fill that up, I'm at 30 contacts, and that's what it takes to keep this business moving forward currently. So I have 6 different colors. One equals an appointment set. So I have green for an appointment set. And so I have 5 other sources that I call every day. I try to call it. Past clients is 20% of my business currently on my listings. So I track the listings and buyers differently because the way that I'll find a lot of that business is different. But essentially, 53% of my business is going to be COI, past clients, and then referrals from someone in that group. And I'm pretty happy with that number. It's been 70 or 80% in the past. So I'm looking to increase the overall deals, 50% of 250 deals, as opposed to like 80% of 100. It wouldn't surprise me at all if the marble system alone had made me 40 or 50,000 this year. That wouldn't surprise me. One of the things that I think about often is when I was trying to figure out how to do more deals, which I still am, I'm always doing that. But I had a specific period of time where I was asking top producers,
Yeah.
like some of my friends that are doing 300, 400, 700 deals. And I do have conversations on a regular basis with people that are doing 400 deals a year. And the question I asked was, is there anything besides believing that you could do it that you had to have before you could do that? And most frequently, the answer is no. Just literally believing that I could do that at some level. What holds people back that I can see most prevalent is just the idea that they're missing something or they need something else before they can move to that step. So just like the individual agent that I'm thinking of that's doing 35 deals, that that has a great thriving business, making a great income, but just doesn't think maybe growing that business and getting an assistant and generating more leads is for him. It's perplexing to me. So the only thing in his way is the belief that he could do it.